Alright, I've been out of the YouTube game for a while. I haven't made a video in a long time, but just wanted to make a quick one. This one's not really going to be quoting. It's not really even that religious of a video. It's not going to be dealing with Judaism or Christianity or disproving or providing verses or source text or anything like that. It's just going to be a few of my thoughts I've been having as far as conducting yourself when dealing with people who believe differently than you. Um, and also, well, yeah. But anyways, so I've been debating and I shouldn't say debating. I've been discussing religion and politics and other things, more serious things for a long time. Even though I'm only 18, I know I'm young, but I got into more. I've been having mature conversations for a long time just because that's what I've always been more interested in than other things. So I do have a lot of experience discussing those types of things, even though I am young. So I think I've learned a lot from those discussions, and basically I love reading YouTube debates. It's 500 character limits. It's all condensed, and it's usually very angry. People get very angry on YouTube debates, and there's nothing wrong with debating. I'm no longer interested in debating personally. I'm not going to be getting on YouTube and debating anymore, just because from my experience it does nothing. And that's not to say I mean, maybe I will debate again, and if you want to debate, then go out there and debate, because it won't convert anyone on the spot. I'll tell you that right now. And I used to think it would. When I first started to believe in Judaism, I got so excited about getting on the internet and showing people what I saw, showing people the verses, the source text, and telling them what it means, obviously. And so I assumed they would reach the same conclusions I did. And through a long time of debating Christians, not one time did they ever say, "Wow, you're right. Jesus isn't the Messiah. Judaism is true." Never happened, and it probably, well, I shouldn't say it will never happen, but if that's your intention in debating, then don't get your hopes up, because it's unlikely. That's not to say that debating is useless, because it does plant the seed. If I show them all these proof texts to prove Jesus is not the Messiah, or to disprove that he is the Messiah, anyways, it won't convert them. They'll say, "Well, that's not true." They'll say, "Well, maybe they won't have the answers, but they'll believe there is an answer that they just don't know." So they'll research it. And if they have an open mind, then they'll research both sides. They won't just try to read the Christian side and be like, "Oh, see, I knew I was right." Because that when you debate, the idea shouldn't be to prove that you're right. It should be to find out what's true. So maybe if they have an open mind, they go in and they read the Christian response to what you said. And then if they have an open mind, maybe they say, "Well, now let's read the Jewish response to this or another verse or text," and then they read. That's what I did. I was a Christian, and I read both sides constantly for a long time. And then eventually I was like, slowly over time, Judaism began to make more and more sense to me, and Christianity began to make less and less sense. And so that same thing could happen, but don't expect to instantly convert people. And another thing is, I used to be kind of very not as bad as some people. I'm not a mean or rude person at all, so it's very difficult for me to be rude. But I would get slightly rude, and not as much as other people I see on YouTube. But I would get slightly rude when I would debate Christians, and condescending, like they're less than me, not less than me, but they're just not understanding things as well as I am. That maybe they're not as smart as I am. I don't know, but they're just not getting it, and I would be a little condescending about it. And that's not how you should debate. And it's more important for you yourself to be a good person than it is to convert people. Keep that in mind. When you're debating people, always be respectful of who they are. Understand that just because they believe different than you, that doesn't mean they're ignorant per se or stupid. It just means that they have a different understanding of the text, and maybe they don't understand it as well as you, and maybe they haven't put in as much time and effort as you. But hopefully one day they will, and hopefully one day they'll see. But you can't be mad at them for being at a different point than you are, especially since many of us here on YouTube are former Christians, and myself included. Many of us were Christians at one point, and so you can't really be mad at them for being a Christian when you were a Christian. You used to say the same things I did, and So it's just all I'm saying is that understand that people aren't stupid for believing something differently than you, and you shouldn't talk down at them, because when you talk down at them, what it does is it puts a bad taste in their mouth about it. And honestly, if you debate a Christian from a Jewish point of view, if you debate a Christian and you're mean to them and you're rude to them and you're calling them stupid and all this, guess what? They suddenly they dislike the Jewish people, and suddenly they hate the religion of Judaism, and now they're less likely to consider converting one day, or not converting, but necessarily, but believing, switching belief systems. It's less likely to happen because they now think that Jews are rude people and mean-spirited, and they don't have the spirit in them and stuff like that. And a lot of people convert, and I'm not saying this is why you should convert. It's definitely not, but just keep in mind, many people actually convert to religions based on how the adherents act. So if you act kind to everyone and very respectful, like I've been trying to, then they suddenly have a good outlook on what believers in Judaism are, and they think that they're good people. There's something about the religion that makes you a good person. Now I know this is nonsense. I know there's good and bad people in every religion, so I would never switch religions based on that. But there are people that would. So the best thing you can do if you honestly care about other people is be nice to them, be respectful to them. Don't ever belittle them. Don't ever be condescending to them. And just understand that they just have a different outlook than you, and maybe one day that will change, but you can't make it change. Hopefully it will, but you can't make it. So it's more important for you to go out there and you to be nice and you to be respectful than it is to convert them. Even when debating atheists, I mean, I don't like debating atheists because I know I can't prove God. They'll ask me, "Can you prove God that exists?" I'll say, "No, I can't. I believe God exists very strongly. I mean, I honestly don't understand how God could not exist, but I can't prove it. Just like they can't prove He doesn't." So I try to let atheists know what I believe and give them my outlook on why I'm right. And hopefully one day they think about it, and then maybe one day some life experience will lead them to believe in God. But you can't expect you to type a sentence on the internet and have them magically, "Wow, God does exist." So I think I've been talking for like 7.5 minutes about a relatively small topic, so I'm sorry, I've just been rambling. But I just wanted to really get the message out there and hopefully help some people out. And hopefully other people can learn from my experiences that the most effective thing you can do, and not only effective at converting, best thing for yourself to do is to be nice and respectful. Because in the eye, you think God wants you to be mean? I mean, you know what I mean? It's not good character traits to be rude. So when you're rude, nice and respectful to people, you're doing two things. You're helping yourself out. You're learning to become a better person, and God wants you to be a good person, and you are becoming a better person. And two, maybe it's actually better to convert someone down the line. They're more likely to sympathize with your views if they have had good experiences with you. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully I can get some ideas for new videos here pretty soon. But that's it for now, and just hopefully some of you think about it, because I know it's on both sides. Christians are very rude sometimes and shove things down your throat, but people who believe in Judaism are too. I see it online all the time. So just try not to fall into that trap. Thanks.